news your way. Join in on the conversation with MyFox Memphis on Twitter and Facebook. Your two-screen experience starts now.
Happening now, an Orange Mound family can't get back into that home right there. Firefighters say it's because of a space heater. Good morning, everyone. I'm Trey Paul. This happens every winter. Fox 13's Earl Farrell is live there. Earl, is everyone okay?
Yeah, everybody got out all right. 3 adults and a small child here in the 2400 block of Malone at Orange Mound. We've been talking about it all morning long, all week long, as a matter of fact, about the dangers of space heaters. And those dangers came true for a family here in Orange Mound this morning about 9:20. Call went out. Fire department got here in a hurry. We talked to the woman who was in the home at the time of the fire. Here's what she had to say.
We was in the house while I was on fire, and we smelled the smoke, and we opened the door, and when I walked in, it was on that whole side of the house was just on fire. The heater, the bed, the covers, everything was just engulfed in flames.
And is that where you had the space heater?
Yes, sir.
So you're almost positive that's what caused it?
That's what the fire department said it was caused from. The space heater most likely overheated and sparked the fire.
Now, she says the reason they were using the space heater is because their furnace was out. They had talked to their landlord about getting it fixed. He had not done it. They lost everything. Fortunately, they all got out okay, and they're going to be staying with relatives. They've been contacted by the Red Cross. They're going to help them out as well. We'll also have a phone number for you if you'd like to help them. You can imagine losing everything. We're all trying to just suffer through the cold. They're without now. Live in Orange Mound, Earl Farrell, Fox 13 News.
All right, thanks, Earl. Hey, folks, with conditions continuing to be cold, I want to use this opportunity to remind you to watch those space heaters. Coming up, we're going to talk about that weekend forecast as well. Slightly better numbers, but moisture moves into the picture. We'll talk about how all that plays out in just a few minutes.
All right, some people still don't have power. 3,500 people still don't have power. MLGW customers. If you know someone who doesn't have power right now, call 901-544-6500 to report it. It's hard to imagine not having a warm house on a day like today. Well, the MLGW no cutoff policy started last night and will continue tonight, so there is that. This means even if you haven't paid your utility bill, your power won't be turned off. But keep this in mind. The temperature and wind chill must be 32 degrees or below for a period of 24 hours or more. And remember the 4 Ps today: people, pets, pipes, and plants. We'll start with people. Check on the elderly. Limit your outdoor activities. Be on the lookout for signs of hypothermia, too. That includes uncontrollable shivering, memory loss, slurred speech. Pets, move them inside if you already have it, and make sure they have plenty of food and water, and never leave them in a cold car. Pipes, make sure they're insulated. Leave your faucets dripping and open your cabinets to let heat inside. And finally, plants, bring them inside, too. If you can't cover them, you'll still want to water your plants, too. We've got all this information for you. It's part of our Fox 13 Winter Weather Resource Guide. Just go to myfoxmemphis.com. Elvis Presley would have been 80 years old today, and this is what he might look like. What do you think about this? He was born in Tupelo back in 1935, and, of course, there's a lot going on at Graceland today. Fox 13 Scott Mattis is live there. Out there running around taking selfies with Priscilla and taking pictures for Lisa Marie. Scott, I am jealous.
Trey, I've got to say, before we get to this story, this morning for me has been absolutely ridiculous. I know I texted you a few minutes ago. I took a picture for Lisa Marie Presley with some of her family, which was just ridiculous. Me and Priscilla were hanging out, got a picture with her. Ron Guidry, my photojournalist, got a selfie with her as well. If you know the Presleys, you know they're an incredibly open and kind family, so good for Memphis, and they love Memphis so much. I got to tell you, Trey, too, if you were with us earlier this morning, there was probably about 1,000, maybe 1,500 people here when this entire ceremony got done. Lisa Marie Presley, She walked around the gates and took pictures, took selfies with almost every single person that was here. And I'm not exaggerating that. It was an unbelievable experience. But yeah, it all kicked off this morning right around 9:30 with the proclamation and then the cake cutting ceremony. Of course, Priscilla Presley, we knew she was going to be here. What we didn't know, there were rumors, is that Lisa Marie and all of her children were going to be here as well. And they were. Just an unbelievable sight for so many Elvis fans that really are here from not only the Mid-South, but around the world, having an amazing time. The cake ceremony was flawless, despite the fact of these frigid temperatures. I can tell you that Lisa Marie fed Priscilla a piece of that frozen cake. And it was really something to see firsthand, and you're watching it on video, of course. So just an amazing time here. Everything's wrapping up. The tours are now going on, and life gets back to normal, sort of. Log on to our Facebook page or our website, myfoxmemphis.com. There's a slew of activities that are still going on. This in honor of Elvis Aaron Presley, who again would have been 80 years old today. So fantastic time. I'll have much more coming up tonight on Fox 13 News at 5 o'clock. For now, live at Graceland, Scott Mattis, Fox 13 News.
All right, a lot going on in Tupelo for Elvis, too. There will be a fan sing-along there, a screening of Jailhouse Rock. The celebration ends tomorrow with a concert featuring an Elvis tribute artist and country music star Eric Church. Well, one of Tennessee's most wanted is in custody right now. The TBI says they found Jabriel Aris Lindsay hiding in a Chattanooga apartment Tuesday. 18 years old, accused of a drive-by back in October. He's been charged with first-degree murder. He was wanted by Knoxville police. And we're learning more about some of the Mid-South's most wanted right now. Fox 13's Greg Coy has a look for us.
He is wanted for aggravated robbery and attempted second-degree murder. His name is Jeremiah Lockett, and he's being hunted down by the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. If you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. In fact, your tip could lead to a cash reward. He is wanted for attempted first-degree murder, and his name is Justin Pollard. And he's also being hunted down by the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Know anything that can help them catch Pollard? You're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. She is wanted for theft of property, and her name is Angela Robbins, and tonight she is wanted by the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Know where she is. Call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. Right tip could lead to a cash reward. He is wanted for burglary and theft, and his name is Cody Miles, and he, too, is being hunted down by the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Know where he is? You're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. And finally, he is wanted for first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse. His name is Markel Atkins, and he's also being hunted down by the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. If you know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. In fact, your tip could lead to a cash reward. And if you'd like to see the fugitives again or the past fugitives that we have featured, just go to our website, myfoxmemphis.com, because there you'll find a link to our Mid-South Most Wanted page. Reporting in the studio, I'm Greg Coy, Fox 13 News.
All right, there have been a lot of carjackings here in Memphis, too. 3 men are in jail this morning, 3 down, 1 to go. They're accused of stealing a Chevy Impala yesterday morning. Police caught the group at the Boys and Girls Club on Lauderdale after they found the car on Danny Thomas. So if you know anything about the 4th person they're looking for, call Crime Stoppers again, 528-CASH. You know, there was another carjacking on Jackson Avenue. Memphis police say a man stole a maroon Volvo at gunpoint. And when officers found that man in the Volvo, they say he backed into their police cruiser. No one was hurt, though. That man's in jail this morning. And so is the man accused of shooting into a party bus on New Year's Eve. He's supposed to be in court today. Robert Sanders turned himself in yesterday. He's been charged with 25 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Police say there was a fight at the Ice Bar. This is how this whole thing started. Sanders followed that party bus on I-240 and sprayed it with bullets, hit 5 people on board. 2 were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Well, former Memphis Police Director Walter Renfrey will be laid to rest in a few hours. His funeral is at 1 o'clock at Hill Baptist Church on Raleigh-LaGrange. Renfrey passed away over the weekend. He retired from the police department in 1999 after serving 31 years. Fox 13's Les Smith will be there and have more on the services tonight at 5 o'clock. Well, could there be more attacks in Paris like the one yesterday? It's possible, and we'll tell you who's saying that and why. And a 5-year-old little girl tossed from a bridge, and you won't believe who police say did it.
Okay. I was just singing a very easily recognizable Elvis song, and Anwar said, who is that? All right. I know, it was priceless. Hey, folks, we're looking outside on Elvis's birthday. Right now, he would have been 80 today, the king of rock and roll, and we got blue skies over the city, cold air. Lots of folks out there celebrating with our good friend Scott Mattis. Let's check out some real-time digits. All right, that's what's happening for now. Let's get you back to the desk.
All right, new concerns about security around the world, really. At least a dozen people are dead in France, and there's a massive manhunt for the brothers police say did it. Fox 13 Washington correspondent Kyla Campbell is in Washington with the latest on the investigation and how the Obama administration is responding.
One of the 3 suspected gunmen turned himself in last night, but police are searching for 2 brothers this hour. Authorities say Sharif and Saeed Kawashi left behind an identification card. In Washington, Kyla Campbell for Good Morning Memphis.
And the Indonesian Navy says it has video from last month's Air Asia jet wreckage. The crash killed all 162 people on board. Military crews say they found the fuselage and other parts of the plane in the Java Sea. I guess we're looking at some of the video right there. Investigators are already using the devices to explain why the flight went down. Rescuers have also recovered 3 more bodies from the water. This brings the total to 43. Well, this might be the most disturbing story you hear all day. A Florida police officer watched a father throw his 5-year-old little girl off a bridge and says there's nothing he could do about it. She died. Police say they used every resource they had, both on the ground and in the air.
At the time, it is so cold and the water's so cold, there's always a chance. So I think at the time, the emphasis was on trying to revive her and administering CPR until they got her to a hospital, and then that's when they pronounced her dead.
And it took rescuers nearly 2 hours to find the 5-year-old's body. The suspect ran away but was later caught and taken into custody. The father ran away. Officials say the child's mother has been notified. Also in Florida, these 2 young Florida sisters are accused of murdering their own teenage brother. Police say 15-year-old Ariel Cornegay pulled the trigger. Her 11-year-old sister Nicole just stood by. They've been charged with premeditated murder. The older sister confessed. She says her brother beat her up and locked her in her bedroom. Police say the older sister stole the gun from her parents' bedroom. The sisters were found trying to run away. Well, one of the richest men in the world has tasted what some would call poop water. Bill Gates backing a test plan in Washington state that heats feces to over 1,800 degrees, draws out the water, and what's left gets burned and produces enough heat to generate electricity. And Gates says he's tried it and it's, quote, delicious. Okay. Would you do what these people do? Find out what they're up to right here in Memphis. Their story's coming up for you next. All right, so the bad news is it's really cold, but the good news is it's going to warm up a little bit.
I like that you're a half full kind of guy. Hey, folks, check out your 7 days. We got better numbers going into your weekend. There's some good news, 30s and even some 40s. Now, we're lacking the rain for the massive snowstorm all my snow friends want. However, we get the rain this weekend, but we're above freezing. We are, Trey, watching Sunday morning, extremely close. 6 to 9 a.m. Sunday, a chance for a wintry mix, and of course, we'll continue to monitor that, but as you can see, the high on Sunday is 37. What does fall should melt away. However, if you're motoring about early for church on Sunday, it could be a little tricky, and of course, we'll have you covered with all the latest info, not just here, but on social media all the way into the weekend.
Absolutely, and download that Weather Radar app, too. That's always a good thing.
It's free.
It's free. It's free. It's free. And Sunday, even if we do get a little bit of a mix, it's nothing serious, right?
At this point, just like a little rain, sleet, ice, but it should melt away.
All right, thanks so much, Joanne. Thank you for watching Midday. Dish Nation is up next.